Hey, babes. Happy Tuesday evening. Married at First Sight Season 12. One of the things I love about Married at First Sight and Ready to Love, along with the other dating shows, is that you can really look at the people who participate and perhaps see yourself in them. Or you could say, well, oh, I'm like that, or oh, I used to be like that. Oh, I need to stop being like that. And so what I want to do, and I've mentioned this a few times, is do kind of like the types of the woman, right? Um, so you can see if you can see yourself in the woman and stop being like them. Okay. Thank you for your love and support with my channel. Welcome back to Church Girls and Faith Girls Want to Get Married Too. My name is Janice. I'm taping upstairs, okay, because the family's downstairs and boys are downstairs, and I just come up here to tape. Okay, I'm in the guest room. So, thank you for your love and support with my books. Y'all been slipping lately. Y'all didn't get paid this week. Last My numbers are really low, but that's all right. You have the rest of the month to support my books, support my channel. So let's talk about Clara. By the way, I'm still trying to get to 10,000. I do think YouTube is doing something. I've lost like 50, 60 people in the last 3 days, which is unusual from my channel. I might lose one or two, maybe five, but not 50 or 60. So I think they're doing something to, I will eventually get there. So thank you for your love and support with that. Okay. So types of women, when you look at Brianna and Haley and Clara and Paige and Virginia, you can really see different types, different dating types. And I do have a book coming on the female version for the 23 types of guys. Okay, I'm going to be doing the female version very, very soon. I don't know if I'm going to get it done this year, but I will try to do it. So let's talk about Clara first, okay? Clara, to me, she's two-part. She's two-part because obviously she has had some trauma in the area of sex, right? And you can really tell what people think and believe based on what they say. Just listen to what people say about faith, family, finances, sex, money. It will always come from a place of hurt or trauma, pain, or wholeness, right? So wholeness is you basically have a healthy idea or understanding of these factors: sex, God, money, whatever. Okay. And so this is why I encourage you ladies, when you go out on these dates with these men, don't go to the movies. Sit across the table and talk to him, because you'll be able to really tell what people think based on the things they say. And this is why you've heard me say many times, like, I can talk to a guy when I was dating, as I got older and as I got more stable and established in what I wanted, in my dating content, in God's precepts, His commandments, His stories in the Bible. I could tell usually in about a minute or two if I wanted to go out with a guy again, just based on what they say. Okay. And that's why a lot of guys I dated, what is dating? My books are downstairs. What is dating? Dating is gathering data so that you can make an informed decision about the guys you're dating, right? Dating is also the process of elimination. So I dated a lot of guys that I never went out with. Why? Because just by talking to them, I could really tell where their mindset is, right? Oh, I ain't going down that church taking your money, right? Well, pastor want to use my money to go buy Gator shoes, right? Right there, he not gonna be no tither, okay? Oh, God is the people who have unhealthy perception of the Christian God, because I don't know any other God. I don't recognize any other God. I respect people's rights to worship, but I'm talking about the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the God of the Bible, the Christian God. Okay. And so, usually, based on what people say, you can hear trauma, hurt, or disappointment. And then, if you probe a little bit, you will learn that, oh, grandmama was sick and I prayed and God didn't heal her. And so now this person is mad at God or whatever. Okay. And so, based on what people say, you can really tell where their mindsets are. Okay. And so we have Clara, who thinks sex is just sex. It's even last week she said, oh, sex is just sex. And my eyes are popping open like, sex is not just sex. Okay. And so while Ryan is holding out on sex, if you agree or not, because he wants to have a deeper connection with her before sex, because before the penetration, let's just say penetration. She's like, well, it's just sex to me. Okay, Clara is the type of girl who, she give out like cigarette lighters. Yo, you have a lighter? Yeah, I have a lighter. She walking down the street, some man yell out the window, you want to have sex? She's like, yeah, I want to have sex. I can't open my legs until I'm sitting over the table, right? Open. Yeah, I want to do it. That's Clara. Okay. And so with her, it's two part. There's obviously some kind of trauma, because anybody that usually says sex is just sex, there's been some trauma in their life where sex is concerned. And so now it doesn't mean anything to them. She'll just have sex with any and everybody. Okay. Though we're going to come back and talk about that, she's jerking him off every night. Okay. So Clara is two part with the sex, with the trauma. And the Bible says that we're living, and this is a crooked generation. What does crooked mean? Twisted. It means twisted. Okay. And so if you listen to people carefully, even with marriage, a lot of people have a bad perception of marriage, right? When I was getting married, all the people in the church was trying to talk me out of getting married. And even one lady, I'm giving her the invitation and she's asking me, do you really want to do this? Are you sure you want to do this? And they made it sound like marriage was this terrible thing. You're going to be abused and misused, girl. Don't get married. And she had a bad perception of marriage, probably because a lot of those women, my mother's age, married because they either got pregnant or marry heathens, and they're in the church their whole lives and their husbands are home. So they have a bad perception of marriage. A lot of people do. And so if you talk to people about marriage, you can really listen and hear what is their mindset for marriage. And so a lot of people have an unhealthy perception about marriage. In the Christian faith, marriage is a representation between Christ and the church. And so if you don't see marriage that way, then you have an unhealthy perception of marriage. If your idea of marriage is your husband beating you, abusing you, misusing you, psychologically, sexually, emotionally, financially, then that's an unhealthy perception of marriage. If your marriage is not like the marriage of Christ and the church, then you know, dot, dot, dot. Okay. Now, the second part to Clara is the girl, and a lot of women, I feel like a lot of women is like Clara in this perception that You are just so gun-ho on trying to get him to do what you want him to. This is what my new book is about. By the way, you will be getting a free chapter of my new book. My formatter is working on it. It will be on Kindle, but in order for a book to be on Kindle, it has to be like 20,000 words. So I added the free chapter, but then I also added some stuff from 23 Types of Guys and The Naked Wife. Okay, but you'll be getting that very soon. Okay, so Clara is the type of woman who is giving this man everything he needs and wants in hopes that he will turn around and give you what you need. Okay, here she is getting him off every night and complaining about it. And then a lot of you who are twisted in your thinking is blaming him for letting her put it in his mouth. And my thing is, well, if she wants to do it, what's stopping you from stopping, Clara? And see, ladies, a lot of men are like that. You're washing, cooking, popping the babies out, sexing him, paid the bills with him, crying about him not marrying you, and you're blaming him when it's as simple as you stopping doing what you're doing to try to make him do what you want him to do. Okay, 50, 11 years, girl, 65 kids. And you've been crying and begging and pleading, marry me. He hasn't married you. And you're still sitting there crying, complaining, popping babies out, washing, cooking, cleaning, splitting bills with him. So who's the problem? You're the problem. Ryan is not the problem. Clara is the problem. She could keep her mouth closed. The problem with her is she has an unhealthy, a crooked perception of sex. And she thinks if I just give him what he wants, then eventually he's going to give me what I want. And how many of you out there listening that is just like Clara? Make it make sense to me. Okay? Even though Ryan is not giving her what she wants, she's blowing him off every night. What's keeping Clara from closing her mouth? What's keeping you from packing your bags and getting up and leaving? What's stopping you from stop having babies for the man you're crying about that has not married you while you're popping all these babies out? You're the problem. I'm working on something about women in witchcraft because a lot of women work witchcraft on men. And yeah, you're not going to go see a psychic and you ain't got no dolls and dust and hair and powder and stuff. But how many of you know that trying to force someone to do something against their will, especially an adult, is witchcraft? I'm not talking about kids. I'm not talking about your 6-year-old mind. Don't want to take a bath. I dip his behind every day because I'm like, your wife will not be complaining that I didn't give you a bath. And I dip him every day. Don't want to take a nap. Spring break. Second week of spring break. Did your babies have 2 weeks of spring break? I don't like it. We didn't let him take a nap this week. Okay. He was on spring break. I took off last week. So he has not taken a nap last week and probably not this week. Okay. Whereas usually he's in school, after school, he takes a nap. Okay. But how many of you know forcing a grown adult to do something doesn't want to do, ladies, is witchcraft. And a lot of y'all women working witchcrafts on your baby daddies and your boyfriends, trying to force him to do something he don't want to do against his will. I ain't gonna say nothing. And I feel like many women are like Clara. Many women are like Clara and Paige. And so I'm gonna come back, not today, and I'm gonna talk about each woman, and you're going to try to find yourself. Because the whole idea here, when you come to church girls want to get married too, is that we will work on those things we need to work on. Because how many of you know that you might be the reason why you're not married? Okay, my husband told me one of the reasons he married me was because he paid attention to my money, how I was with my money. I've never had to pay for anything when I went out with him. Never. I took him out once for his birthday and pulled my wallet out. He turned red. He said, no, as long as you're in my presence, you never have to do that. Thank you. But you, as long as you're in my presence, you never have to take your wallet out. But he paid attention to how I was with my money. And he said, because you did not waste your money, I knew you wasn't going to waste my money. Okay, he knew I wasn't gonna be spending no $12,000 buying no purse. Most I'm gonna do is buy some pillows. Yesterday I went out to the store. I bought about 6 new pillows. I say, Mike, I know you said I have too many pillows, but you know I love the pillows. I got to get the pillow. He says, it's okay, baby, buy you some pillows. You're right. We do need some new pillows and books. That's the most I'm gonna do. So when you come over here, it's looking within and seeing, well, I need to work on this. Maybe I have some characteristics of Clara that I need to sign up to for Janice's mentoring program. I'm only taking registration, no free consults. My schedule is booked. My April schedule was booked in March. Okay, I'm sure people's in May right now. And we'll talk about. Okay, babes, I love you. Remember my book. You want to show me love and support, pick up my books. And of course, if you want to cash at me or Venmo, the information is linked below. PayPal too. Bye, guys. Love you. Let me know what you think. Are you a Clara? Let me know. Bye, guys. Love you.